Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmerced.com, and this is my first in my series of videos about just learning the very basics of Reason and OCAML in the Node world. Basically, these are functional programming languages that are meant to be able to program in your Node environment using sort of a functional style. Okay, so basically there's two languages. There's OCAML, OCAML, which is a functional programming language which someone adapted to Node. So essentially there's a transpiler that'll transpile to Node JavaScript. Then someone decided to take that OCaml syntax, mix it with sort of JavaScript-ish syntax to create something that's sort of in the middle. It's kind of an easier transition, and that's what ReasonML is. Or at least that's my impression of what ReasonML is. It's sort of a nice in-between. Okay, so let's just talk. This first video is just talking about how to set up your Node environment to be able to work with these languages. So let's go to the docs. Okay, installation. Now whether you're using, BuckleScript is the actual underlying Node library that does the translation. So the BuckleScript website is actually where you can learn OCaml. Okay, so here you can take a look at things in the OCaml syntax or the Reason syntax. They're slightly different. Okay, it does bring up some interesting ideas that I haven't really seen in other languages, even some other functional languages, far as the way certain syntax works. So they're both pretty interesting. But basically what you have to do is you have to install the BS platform, the BuckleScript platform. So that's the first thing you do. You do a global install on that, on yarn or npm. Okay, I've already done that, so I'm not going to do that. But once you've done that, then you can create a new project that includes this. So I'm going to do one for both. Okay, so first, the way it works is that BSB means BuckleScript, the BuckleScript. Then we're going to initialize a new project, and then you choose your theme. Okay, and then here in the OCaml one, let's go to the docs for that one. npm install init. Let's go to the init page. Alternatives. New project. Here we go. Init new project. So if you just do it without the theme piece, it'll not do a Reason project. Okay, so theme basic Reason. Without it, it does an OCaml project. So let's create those projects for the following videos. So I'm gonna go to my Visual Studio Code. If you're wondering, I'm running the Pop OS operating system. Okay, let's see here. So Reason OCaml is the folder that I got. Let me open up the terminal. So first one is BSB init, and this will be my OCaml folder for learning OCaml. So there does it. BSB init ReasonML. And again, we're going to use theme, and it's basic Reason. And let me just make sure that that's the right syntax. Theme basic Reason. I don't need that second dash. Okay, and there makes that folder. Nice. So these are created. So let's show you how they work. Okay, because they already you end up with a folder like this. Now, if someone first cd into the OCaml folder, cd OCaml. Yep. cd OCaml. And what I'm going to do is, if I look in here, there is a package.json, so I need to install the dependencies. So package.json, so I need to install these things. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just do a npmi, just to make sure that it's all set up. Okay, so that's all set up. And then what I'm going to do is basically everything runs out of this source folder. So all your ML files are in this source folder. And wait a second. Those both have... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. ML files. So the demo ML file just basically has a hello world type script. So as you can see, the way these languages work is you don't really have like variables in the true sense. What you have are bindings, and essentially your binding is bound to an expression. Okay, and this took me a bit to really appreciate. So if you saw my first ReasonML video, it doesn't quite capture that because it didn't quite sit with me yet. Okay, so basically what you're sitting here is just saying let an empty expression. So you're not really giving a name to it, but let means a binding is going to be the result of this, and this returns null anyways because it's just a log function. It's just going to log it to the screen. So you're just saying, let this sort of void expression equal the result of this, because you just want this to kind of execute its action of printing to the screen. Okay, but this is the OCAML syntax, but I need to transpile that to JavaScript. So again, all you put, basically it's already configured that it'll transpile any files in your source folder. So then while you're here, let me just see what folder am I in. What's this? Terminal. Okay, we can go in our package.json to see what are the different commands. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna run that build command. Okay, so BSB run build. Let's see, fatal error, exception, BSB. Oh no, it's npm run build. Too early in the morning. There we go. And that creates this lib folder. Well, not lib folder. Source, no, that's the library. Where did it create the file? Oh no, it's still in your source folder, that's right. So now it creates this JavaScript file that's going to be in there, and that's the underlying code you can run. So I can now run node source /demo.bs.js. And see, hello buckle script. Okay, so that's how you run the file. So testing can be a little annoying because you always have to transpile first, then run it. But the idea is that if it compiles right, if you successfully transpile, the code works. You'll get all sorts of errors until it will, which is part of the fun. Now, if you want to change any of how that works, you go to the bsconfig.json, and here's where you can configure like what the files look like when they get transpiled, what directory does it compile from, all these different kinds of things. Okay, so you can have some fun with that. Okay, so that's OCAML. Let's go do the reason, which is literally the same thing. So I just go cd, and then I'm gonna go cd into reason, and then here once again, there is a source file that has like a hello world. So the difference is, see, they streamlined it, so I don't have to like create like an empty void binding to bind this expression. I can just, since this is not going to return anything, it's just printing to the screen, I can just run this command like this, and that's fine. Yeah, and then you have like optional semicolons in here, if I remember correctly. They're optional. Okay, but see, it's the same command, just you don't have the let nothing piece. Okay, so let's do that. So in here I would do npm run build again. It's going to build out the files, although I forgot I have to do an npmi first. And then I can do npm run build. And there it goes. And then I can run the source node source demo.bs, oh, it's uppercase demo.bs.js. And there goes hello buckle script and reason. So at this point you are now set up to be working with this language. That's how this works. You code in this language, and then it turns into optimized JavaScript. Some of the benefits of using these languages is that when it was designed, it was incorporated with the idea of sort of what's the fastest way for JavaScript to do certain things. So the syntax forces you to have to think out how certain objects are created, certain things that you just really wouldn't think about much when you're just doing your JavaScript code, like just creating objects on the fly. And that extra sort of barriers to doing certain things, which can be annoying at first, but what it does, it makes sure that the underlying JavaScript engine is going to be rendering sort of the most efficient version, interpreting your code in the most efficient way, because there's sort of, depending on how you structure certain objects and certain data structures in your JavaScript code, the JavaScript engine might, treat certain things like, I think it was like things like as a less efficient hash map versus treating something as sort of a traditional array or whatnot. So it helps you write working JavaScript because again you have sort of the barriers of the functional programming language, and you have to be more elaborate in creating types, so you have typing, but also again it's optimized to try to create the most efficient JavaScript as possible, and that's sort of the benefit of sort of OCaml and Reason in the Node environment. So my name is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great day and enjoy.